Yeah, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to our broadcast. We got some UGC Platinum Highlander. This is eXtelevision, and I am eXtine. I am joined tonight by, well, somebody with quite a lot of engineer experience. I'm talking about Sigafoo. Sigafoo, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. I do better with maybe some crits and some Widowmaker, but I'm doing pretty good right now.
Yeah, that microphone is gonna have to do tonight. Hopefully we'll see some crits and some Widowmaker. Snakewater is our venue for this fine evening. The sun is shining. It's setting a little bit, you know, but we got a nice summer haze, sorry, going on Snakewater. And two great teams here, both 3-3 right now. I'm talking about Bonus Points and TryHard Gamers. Pregame TryHards, excuse me, Pregame TryHards. And, well, depending on how this game goes, we might hop into another one afterwards. There were some requests to cast a different match, but we got these two teams. This is really interesting middle table engagement. You know, both teams 3-3, and this is week 7. We got one more week here, Sigafoo, and then we're going to be in the playoffs. How do you think these two teams stack up against each other?
I think that they're going to be pretty evenly matched, which is kind of what we're hoping to see tonight. Bonus Points, famed, long-time team together. I don't know how many seasons. I guess they just came back to reform. They were around back in the day with the Syndicate Season 8, the infamous Syndicate. But they were always the bridesmaid, never taking an actual championship themselves. They reformed. Most people are off-classing, which kind of takes them from probably being like a top 3 team to kind of that mid-tier, like maybe they can creep into like number 4 spot, you know, if they wanted to. But definitely a lot of knowledge on that team. And then we got Pregame TryHards, who are coming up from the gold side of things and just trying to make a name for themselves. They've had some roster issues, but they've been really showing themselves, and you know, they're at the middle of the table right now, which coming up from gold and doing that is always an achievement and something of itself.
Yeah, even though it's summer season, it is not an easy situation here. Teams definitely going at it, and basically too, because of that prize pot that they added for the last season, things have seriously stepped up. There's no community fundraised prize pot this season for this summer season, but you can tell that we have a lot of great teams like the TryHards that are, well, trying to get their team together and trying to get into a place where they can do some damage next season and end up with a top finish, or at least a much higher up finish. I want to run down the bonus roster for tonight. We have Hay on Scout, MPB on Soldier, Pudding Cup on Pyro, Crusade Abe Lincoln as the Demo Man, Gankmeister as Heavy, Redman on Engineer, Firefly on Medic, Hugh Laurie on Sniper, and Arthur aka Ham on Spy. TryHards roster, we got Flintstone on Pyro, Morning Fox on Spy, Kalarotic on Spy. Maybe I just said Morning Fox wrong. Morning Fox on Scout, S-Dog on Medic, The Reverend on Heavy Weapons Guy, Peyton on Demo Man, Comanglia on Sniper, Fire on Soldier, and Enderp on Engineer. Now, Sigafoo, for Snakewater here, do you think there's any classes or strategies in particular these teams have to focus on?
Yeah, Snakewater is definitely, you know, it's a 5 CP map, and 5 CP maps in Highlander a lot of the times come down to your flank play. Combos can kind of get gridlocked. Snakewater isn't so gridlocked until the last point. It kind of plays very, very slow on the last point, but prior to that. But the classes in particular, I would just say, you know, watch out for your Soldier, Scout, Engineer. If they can get through on the flank side, that usually allows your combo to work their way through. There is a lot of sight lines for the Sniper, so definitely check that out. And you can just get some weird plays. There's some tight corners you can pop out from. You know, any class can really kind of have an instant impact in this map where there's just so many different ways that if you don't cover them, they're going to come out from nowhere and get that meta killed if they want it.
Yeah, it's kind of differently structured than Goalie Wash. You know, there's no Spire on second, and the middle is significantly different. But in this, it plays in a similar sense. You know, it's a very well-structured 5 CP map. It's not quite like Granary, where you kind of slow down in the middle sections. It's very fast. Defensively on last, that can be very tough as well, but there is some push-out potential, and teams can create space for him. But between the second point and middle, we should see a lot of swaps, going from second point to second point. And then, of course, on middle, controlling that high ground is super important. It's a big concept in sixes on this map, and Highlander is definitely the same concept. Getting that high ground and securing that position early on in the middle fight in order to be able to spam that damage down.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'd say on the last point, the one thing to point out is that lower area. It's basically you have to have, there's so many different kind of flank options for the defending team to send 1 or 2 people to try to make a play. If you're not watching every single side when you're holding on last, I've seen a lot of teams struggle with it, which it shouldn't be that hard of a thing to do. Just to have one person have eyes on that lower area, but all it takes is one person to get through on that lower area, and they can get a flank and get that force or something. And I mean, that last push is already hard enough by itself. Let someone get a free flank on you, it's not going to work out well.
Yeah, a lot of times with Highlander, the struggle is, I mean, kind of having your team set up so that you know the rules, but then also realizing, oh, if our scout is down or our engineer is down or so-and-so is down, then we don't have somebody watching that flank. And that's a little bit harder to keep track of than a sixes team where you have the 2 scouts and the roaming soldier kind of keeping an eye on those sort of things.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, communication with all of it is always the struggle in Highlander to some degree, with 9 people trying to voice their opinions at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. While we got a little bit of downtime here, I want to give a few quick shout outs. We had our latest edition of the Top 10 was published last week. Also want to give a shout out to TeamFortress.tv and their I-52 fundraising campaign. We'll talk about it a little bit more towards the end of the game because we are trying to get Dashner over there to help them with their production, but it does look like we're live. Let's check out this rollout. Call anything you see right away, Sigafoo, then I'll jump in once this gets rolling.
Looks like demo men are getting there at about the same time, not really getting too aggressive. These mids tend to be pretty slow as the heavy's taking the roof on the right side, but yeah, just kind of some slow play here as the engineer is up top and just trying to spam each other out over the point. But Doman is down for TryHards.
Yeah, it looks like Hugh Laurie going pretty big, also picks up Comanglia, so 2 snipes starting to open things up here. And just like that, Bonus now walking in and taking some positioning on the point.
Yeah, it was like nothing, 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 4 people down.
Yeah, we actually got a chance to watch TryHards pre-game scrim, or pre-match scrim. They were trying hard in that as well. But having some difficulties in the middle fight. We saw a little bit of that back and forth. But at the same time, they just couldn't get a good structure on middle. Here they do the correct thing, and they just concede that second point. Pudding Cup surprisingly getting taken down there by Morning Fox, who is not able to escape, however.
Yeah, and we got an even Ubers here right now, so I'll be curious to see how Bonus plays, if they're going to push in, trade Ubers, repush, or just kind of wait for a pick here. As they're kind of just chilling out in lobby, trying to figure out what their next play is going to be as they hold on to this Uber.
Yeah, good positioning. They had to buff their scout, buffing the sniper as well. Engineer is down lower for the offense here, and the spy has gotten some infiltration using a cloak and dagger, so we'll see where the dispenser is and all those important tidbits.
I mean, he got caught out there. He lost his knife, so he's going to be down for a little bit as he's actually kind of near the medic, but he's going to get caught and goes down. It looks like they're maybe waiting for Arthur to do that, as Bonus Points playing the waiting game, holding on to Zuber for quite some time now.
TryHards did have a really good defensive last in the scrim that we saw, but they were playing R5, which certainly Bonus Points is a different team. What do you think about the mini sentry gun on defense here? You think he should have swapped that out?
No, I think Mini Sentry is pretty good on defense for at least for Snakewater in particular, just because there's not really a great level 3 spot that's not easily spammed out. But it looks like we're having some Bonus Point getting a little bit aggressive here, peeking a few different players together, but they're going to get spammed out pretty easily. In all of that, Arthur did get through on that left-hand side and making his way over to the medic.
Yeah, that was a nice little engagement, especially, I mean, they didn't have to use Uber, but they got some nice kind of spam out there. Looks like Arthur is going to get picked out by the spam from Reverend. Nice job finding the spy there.
Yeah, and this is, you know, I see a lot of teams in Highlander kind of struggle with this when it comes to what do you do when both teams have even Uber? Like, okay, well, we can just wait and try to force an advantage or something like that. But sometimes the best option to do is just run in there, pop your Uber, make them pop your Uber, pull out, and then go back in. You know, just try to take a DM fight, you know? It usually works out in your favor, and especially you can just run on point, stand there for 3 seconds, you know, win the game. You know, there's a lot of advantages you can take off that, but Bonus Point's just playing this really, really slow. Just, like, not really doing anything to not bombing people in. Their sniper can't get any sight lines.
Yeah, what was more surprising is that they didn't do anything off that pick, even though it was just Morning Fox, the Scout, and Coloradic, the Spy. You know, not really like big player classes, but at the same time, they just lost their soldier and they took 2 down. And I would have liked to see what you were talking about as well. You know, try to get some sort of cycle in there, and then maybe pull back and build extremely quick. You know, try to get a little bit of advantage and push in right away. NG fight down low, Inderp taking on Redman. And this is a fantastic engineer map. Blue team getting the edge of that right now.
S-Dog dropped. Big bomb in right there, and that's going to signal the push for bonus points right now.
Yeah, that's definitely a little sloppy. I mean, that soldier came in through shutter. It's not like he came in down low or jumped over the wall on the right side. He should have gotten spotted really early, and S-Dog, unfortunate with the drop there. You know, sometimes you get in those circumstances, you want to hold on just because you feel like you shouldn't be forced to use it there. But you got to pop it, not drop it, and they're going to punish for that mistake with a round loss right there. So bonus points, get the first point.
Yeah, finally, I think that's the first time I saw the soldier at least bomb in and gets the medic on the first try. Surprised S-Dog did not pop it, but I guess he was just hoping to hold on to it either way. And I guess we'll see what they can do after that loss this next mid-fight if they're a little bit slow again.
Yeah, trying to find Peyton here. Although for some reason he's not showing up on my... Anyways, Peyton staying down low. And Engineer again putting up a mini-sentry up high. Wrangling it, that's really going to deal a lot of damage to this soldier. Ends up just taking down Hugh Laurie as the medic rotates the other direction. Spy is in here for blue team. Might be able to get some pistol shots or something on Firefly. Bonus has retreated, and this has gone better for TryHard.
You can see the respect they gave Hugh Laurie right there, is that they had the soldier just bomb straight for him. Just said, let's take the sniper out of this fight. That also distracted bonus points. They had to turn around to deal with him, and that allowed TryHards to cross the point and get some ground here. As bonus points is actually holding kind of forward. They're down numbers. They're just getting respawns in, but here comes the Devilman spamming them out, and the Uber popped, actually. Bad Uber for bonus as the Heavy gets bonked, but they're going to retreat out, and they should get second point pretty easily here as the Devilman's chasing them.
Yeah, TryHard did have to Uber to save the heavy weapons guy. Oh, and Firefly goes down to Coloradic with some revolver shots. So that's big, and TryHards are going to push in immediately afterwards. There's a lot down here for red team. Soldier jumping around, should be able to clean up the heavy weapons guy. He's on the point. Soldier Demo Man there for red team. Hugh Laurie also trying to snipe out here. Scout up top, heavy on the point. And TryHard's getting players in here.
Oh,
need to finish this off.
Out of Arthur.
Oh my god. Oh
3K.
my god. Wow.
3K out of Arthur right there. Saving that point. Medic, I believe you got Medic Demo and then the Engineer at the end.
That was huge.
Wow. TryHards right there, they had the advantage. They slowly pushed, but you can see like when they pushed out onto the point, like they were so slow. They all stayed back in that corner. They needed to take ground aggressively. You know, like they had the soldier go in by himself. He died. You know, like, okay, that's great. He died. He got a little bit of cap time, but where was your team? They're all so slow to get in there. They should have had that point. Big misstep by TryHards. They're a little bit of a disadvantage, but not enough to get pushed on. As they're going to at least, they should, if nothing else goes wrong, have another attempt to push onto this point.
Yeah, I think the Engineer made a slight misstep there as well. You know, and it just kind of comes down to overall, what are we trying to accomplish? And you're trying to capture the point. So if you throw, you know, a player in there early like that soldier and he stands on the point, you have to have people that are able to follow him up as the defensive team is like, oh shit, we have to defend the point. We have to get people on the point. And then you have people follow that up. Similarly, you know, if you're doing that kind of suicide or just mad dash to get the capture, if you get the capture and you're the only person alive on your team, it doesn't really matter because you captured the point. But unfortunately for them, they couldn't really get enough cap time on there to have that sort of scenario happen. They do have their Uber up though, and Fire just went down. Not a big loss. We'll see if they We just wait for him so they can get a kind of a cleaner push in here.
I'm enjoying the bonk and cleaver plays out of high here, getting a cleaver on Cominglia, who's trying to peek the corner and just started getting some bleed damage. Gonna have to wait out another couple seconds before he can peek back in. But again, just kind of waiting here, trying to see a play. Here comes Fire bombing in. He's gonna get caught out by Pudding right there. And
Colorado getting the stab on Firefly. That's a big kill right there.
That was a drop by Firefly as they push in Uber right away, getting spammed down onto the point. Devilman's going to try to get on here. They're getting the times one, but the focus, where is everybody?
Yeah, the Pyro is like watching the left-hand spawn and needs to get in here and fight. Does now. Flintstone just way too late. Within the Stone Age over there.
Well, notice that their Scout and Engineer are not dead.
Yeah, Scout's coming in on the point right now. Oh, did have a chance there. Could have gotten Master Pain, but Morning Fox instead exploded on the point.
You know, at that time, I think what happened is that the entire combo of TryHards was like, okay, somebody else is going to get on the point. And then they realized, like, their flank class, you know, usually you want your flank classes to be the Scout, Engineer, Soldier, to kind of be the ones to initiate the point capture while you do the damage to the people trying to kill them. But they didn't have anybody with them. You know, Morning Fox was still up, Inderp wasn't with them during that push. He was still back at second. And again, like, TryHard, they got the advantage, they got a big play, and then just fizzled into nothing as they're not able to just finish off that cap.
Yeah, and we saw, we had the pleasure of watching their scrim, as I mentioned beforehand, and, well, they didn't have too many opportunities to push last, so perhaps some of their offense a little bit rusty. Would have liked to see a bit more coordination there, as Red now, considering pushing out here, working through the shutter and sending a few players to kind of get into this lobby and take some control.
Well, you can see that TryHards are playing this really passive. They were at an uber disadvantage, so it's not completely crazy for them to hold outside lobby.
They also lost Peyton. I think that might have been part of the decision.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, so, but I'm, you know, I think it was just Bonus trying to, you know, like, oh, you want to give us ground, we'll take it, and now they're kind of backing out as they're going to, a little bit bullied out here as Hugh Glory goes down to a shot in the bonk.
Oh, Firefly down. Morning Fox just ran in there, booked it, and got the frag. Uber's just going to come in here, taking Reverend, the heavy weapons guy, but they're not really getting that many frags, and again, they need to get on the point. Soldier's on there, but not getting focused. Again, too many players from TryHards just floating around the point, but there you go, finally. Peyton and Comanglia get on the point and secure the capture. 1-1, tied game, ladies and gentlemen. Not going to be a 5-0 roll. It's official. Fabulous.
All right, so let's see what mid-fight happened out here last time. TryHards the Soldier Fire got pretty aggressive across the point, taking out Hugh right away, taking out that sniper. So we'll see if they're going to control that high ground again, or if it's going to be another roll for Bonus across the point.
Yeah, Peyton was a little bit faster than the Red Demo Man, but didn't really accomplish much with it. Engineer trying to set up that gunslinger on the backside of up top, wrangling it around and getting a lot of work done. That's actually been pretty effective for him. Although they did lose the last mid.
Yeah, and this is kind of how I've seen Snakewater's mid-fights. I was talking about that slow play, but here finally TryHards are getting across the point. A huge nice shot on Fire mid-air, and then Firefly goes down to the headshot by Comanglia, and we're going to get a capture here.
Comanglia playing big right now, getting some good damage done. TryHards pushing forward. They have their spy up forward. Going to see this mini sentry. Won't decloak to sap it though.
Yeah, they just, I mean, they got the 100% Uber, so the biggest thing is don't get yourself forced, get that push ready, get ready to push in, because the biggest thing they can do wrong here is push in only with their combo. They need everybody with them. It's going to be a 9v9 fight, but here they go. Medic actually bonked as he walked in, and they get the force off, and he's going to pop in, everybody joining him. Soldier gets popped up way in the air, and he's going to come down, trying to get some spam down as he comes down. Demo's getting behind the point. They're just kind of doing a slow fight. Scout on the point finally, getting that times 2, but he goes down as, what are they doing? They're just hiding behind the point doing damage, I guess.
Yeah, this isn't going to work. I mean, spawns are still a ways away. Here comes a Scout right now. Oh my god, Red Medic finally gets on the point. What the other players are doing? You, Lori, kind of dropping the ball there.
That was the strangest last fight I've ever seen. That was bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah, a little odd there. I would have thought, I mean, it's always disappointing to end any sort of 5 CP map, or I don't know, pretty much most TF2 maps and still have players alive. And unfortunately, there were a few red players that could have gotten on the point. But we got another middle fight here. Comanglia starting things off with a snipe on the red demo man, Abe Lincoln. The red soldier jumps over the top, does get good distance and some damage on the medic, but he's just going to pick up that health pack. And Enderp doing some work as well. So Bonus being pushed out of this middle point.
Yeah, again, Bonus after that first round, they just can't seem to get the groove at the mid fight. I think what happened is that TryHards are doing such a good job at controlling that upper area, as you talked about in the pregame, that they just haven't been able to really counter that, and that damage coming from that high ground. They just kind of back out, they play in a corner, and Bonus eventually back out. But here comes the Uber pop out of Firefly onto the Heavy.
Yeah.
Does force, but they're going to get caught in here potentially. Heavy trying to run away as he's getting stickied out. He's going to get out unless Morning Fox can chase him down. He does go down. Firefly now in trouble here but headshot by Hugh Glory onto the scout there, saving Firefly as they're going to get reset here onto this last point. TH only with 4 up right now, just getting some respawns. S-Dog's got to be careful though. He's getting chased there.
Yeah, this definitely is swaying into Bonus Point's favor as Hay comes up, takes out Enderp, gets on the point. They're going to get a recap here on second, so a better defense for Bonus there, able to kind of reestablish things. And looks like they're going to send the medic soldier into the saw room, see what's up. They do see the demo man Peyton setting some traps. So not quite going to move through yet. Oh, Hugh Laurie with a nice snipe on Fire. Was really the only player on TryHards on that kind of main rollout here.
Yeah, and we're seeing kind of just, that was the first recapture of the second point. Now we're kind of seeing the first kind of stalemate outside of last year as both teams are coming to their full Uber charge. 2 down for TH, and they actually don't have a sniper up. Kaminglia is down, so that does allow them to peek a little bit more. Here's Hugh Laurie trying to get a snipe out. Maybe gets the pyro, but misses that shot as they're kind of buffing him up. TryHards is backing out, though, a little bit, giving a lot of free ground.
Coloradic is in a good position to maybe go for a stab here. Barely misses getting ran into by the scout, which would have given him away. So good intel for blue team coming in here. Spy hasn't made a move yet. Red's combo and offensive players are moving forward here. Soldier in kitchen. Soldier for blue team jumping in, forces the Uber out.
You can see as soon as the soldier bombed over the top, Colorado actually decloaked, but the medic already popped. But here comes the better Uber from TryHards as they're chasing down the medic. Morning Fox trying to do it again, does get the one-shot pistol, takes down Firefly. Gankmaster goes down, but here comes a soldier from behind, trying to get S-Dog, but no, he's just going to get the Heavy instead, and he's going to get taken out for the troubles. And just a few alive for bonus points as TH should push through here onto second if they play it right.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird engagement in a lot of ways. Bonus's Uber, you know, kind of sometimes when you get in that situation where you have a bad Uber, you still just want to go as forward as possible, you know, send some players aggressively. But they ended up using that Uber awkwardly, and then we're just kind of like, oh, let's just stand around here and be invulnerable. And then TryHards were able to just kind of move forward and be aggressive following that up. Kamanglia then starts this kind of push into 2 off by killing Hugh Laurie, so no oversight. And there goes Firefly. Fire jumping over the top, takes him out. Uber for blue team, 3 up for red, and they're definitely losing second. It's going to be tough to hold on to last here as well.
Yeah, most of the respawns are at 14 seconds right now, but TH needs to capitalize on this and get through right away. Here comes Morning Fox and right away onto the Delman. That's exactly what you need to do. Get on that point, get that ×2. He does go down, but they're finally getting on the point. Soldier is trying to get up, but he's going to get taken out, and they're going to get a nice and easy capture onto this last point. Good job by TryHards using that momentum.
Yeah, Bonus had some good stuff there. They definitely kind of just have to continue to play a tight game, watch out for each other. And you know, let Hugh Laurie do his work here on middle. Has kind of been unfortunately taken out early last couple fights. The first round that did go Bonus's way, he had a pretty positive impact. Soldier for red jumping over the top, does get S-Dog, big kill. That's a great start to the mid.
Yeah, bonus points now using that to come across point. Fire is actually coming over the top, trying to get something, but it looks like he got his jump wrong there. Here's come Kyle Rack on the point, trying to get Firefly.
Oh my god.
So close, misses the swing, and S-Dog just coming up now, so Firefly's going to have huge Uber advantage here. might be able to delay second a little bit, but the Engineer's going to get caught out here, and that's probably not good, as you want him on last, building already. Kind of pointless death there, as bonus points starting to take lobby already.
Yeah, as you mentioned, I mean, the gunslinger, you know, the mini sentries will be easily set up again, but it's also having that dispenser out that makes a big difference. Here comes the Uber for Red, taking the demo in first. Scout gets a flash as he's running around. He chases down the soldier. Having some difficulties, though. S-Dog, oh, hit with the Sandman and then finished off. But bonus, down to 5 players left. Not going to be able to finish this push.
Yeah, and I think this is part of problem when you push last and you focus kills rather than focus the point. Like, focusing the point forces them to focus the point, which allows you then to focus kills, if that makes any sense. Like, if that scout, instead of chasing that soldier down or the heavy down, I forgot what he did, but if he just ran on point, that forces them to have to look at the point, and now they can't put damage out on, you know, it's like, it really makes a choice out of them, but instead they try to focus those kills. TryHards did a good job of spreading out and then kind of re-pushing as they're trying to get out to second here, but respawn's coming in from bonus, and they're going to be able to hold this point, but maybe a spy back cap can do them well here.
Well, they do have, yeah, S-Dog and Reverend up on the point. Red is moving in here, and that spy is up top. Going to come down to stab Peyton. Players on the point. Heavy's not going to be able to get there in time. Bonus points. Great capture. And we are now at 3-2. 10:30 left in this half. We are playing to 4. We'll see if bonus can pick up another round before the half. Certainly would be pretty helpful.
I think they listened to me. Maybe they're listening to this cast. They ran straight onto the point. Instant cap. I mean, like, they got ×4 on there just to fend it off and instant capture. And here we come into another mid fight. We'll see if bonus points can get 2 in a row. It's going to go TryHards' way. Nothing really happening too early.
Red Engineer sets up a little bit differently. Firefly kind of getting chased around a little bit as well. Didn't take a whole lot of damage. Some frags down as Ham and Hugh Laurie go down, but some players pretty ripped up for TryHards. They've backed up a little bit on the ramp side. Red Engineer going for a flank play. This could be huge as he comes out undetected, but kind of missing his shotguns on the medic. No, I think that was a big pick opportunity for Redman, but he couldn't follow through.
Yeah, especially if he can make that call to his team. If his team kind of pushed in over the top while he's making those plays, you know, could have got damage while they're distracted. But TryHard kind of, you know, they're all turning looking at the Engineer, and bonus did nothing off of that flank play, and it looks like they got even Uber here, so I'm kind of curious to see if they'll get aggressive off this, or as a bonus point is resetting on second.
Yeah, bright side of life, bonus did do a good job of getting out of there, protecting the medic, and being in a spot to defend this second. You can't always say that in the results after a middle fight. And Firefly might be forced to use the Uber here in a weird positioning, but doing a great job dodging the damage right now. Then pops it, kind of... Oh, well, S-Dog used, so I guess he just heard it and then popped. But didn't really seem like he or his demo man was under duress at the moment. Ham just standing there cloak and dagger with like 5 health, and then catches a stray pistol shot from Inverse and goes down. Red pushing through Saw Room right now, and then might go into this kind of upper railings exit here.
Yeah, so we're getting some play out of this. Looks like the kind of Saw area is Abe's getting aggressive by himself, finally getting fouled up by his team, coming out from kitchen side. Scout getting in with the cleaver kill and the help from the pipe. Caniglia goes down, and that Dog actually went down in that exchange. I did not see him go down, but ×8 on the point. They're going to easily capture, and they should push through second pretty quickly, especially because they have Uber ready to go and can just walk over anybody standing in their way.
Yeah, good plays by bonus point here, just as a team. They're doing good work, playing a tight game right now. Soldier comes in from behind, does force a pop out from Firefly, which is a good accomplishment. S-Dog just at like 14% though, so that's really not too big of a loss. I mean, they disrupt the rhythm, they disrupt the tempo, but bonus point's still going to be even with Ubers essentially here.
Yeah, I mean, the big loss there is they just can't push straight into last as soon as they want to. But Morning Fox, huge play taking on Firefly and Gankmaster right there. Heavy and Medic are down, and that should... Oh, but Hugh Laurie comes back, taking down S-Dog. Back and forth right here, but they should try... They're trying to take that second point.
And High just kind of hitting Comanglia with the Sandman, running up and gunning him down. Really nothing you can do about that. It's part of the reason for the disdain for the Sandman in a lot of circles.
Yeah, but he's He's running, and it's been effective. I'm actually surprised at how much he's hitting. He actually has got an 8-second bonk on Kaminglia, and here he comes in, bonk down. Scout leading the charge as Medics coming in here. No Uber, but just putting off purely the player advantage as trying to get some ground off of this left-hand side. Demoman spamming down on the point. Soldier bombed in on the point. Arthur's above the point. Pyro finally getting in there, and they're finally getting the damage. They got the kills. Can they finish off the cap? Just
wow, so close.
Scrappy fight, but they get it.
Yeah, they had a couple more players that were starting to rally in there, like Redman, but that was definitely a scrappy fight. Able to pull it out, though. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in this half. That last round was actually pretty quick at 4 minutes, so we could definitely have another round in this half. Otherwise, though, we will just hit that time limit and reset going into the second half. Good stickies out here so far by Abe Lincoln. Hugh Laurie also continues the nice snipes, taking down Fire. Flintstone, that was just actually, sorry, a dead ringer. So numbers are even right now. Both soldiers down.
Yeah, Ham gets taken out. There seems some spam across the point. Engineer trying to get a little bit aggressive, leading his team across of it. Morning Fox getting over it. Here comes the spy in on the medic. He's actually going to get dead ringered away, but here comes the Pyro, and Uber is popped on Firefly. Must have been a little bit scared there. The Pyro was aggressive across the point, but he goes down, Flintstone. And TryHard is going to have full Uber advantage, and they're taking the mid fight too. Great play by the team all around to get that force off.
Yeah, that was a very slow middle fight from both teams. Very cautious. Only the soldiers going down immediately, and then just playing it super slow. But that pop certainly was very influential. As now TryHard's pushing forward. They can't get enough damage on Firefly to take him out. But Firefly and company have had to back up. Gankmeister throws out the sandwich. And TryHards look to establish some positioning here and set up for a push. But they do lose their sniper there.
Yeah, I really question that pop out of TryHards right there. It was on the Morning Fox. They got like 1, maybe 2 kills out of it, but they could have been pushing into last right now with Uber advantage. Yeah. And like if you saw Hugh and you knew you were gonna, if you saw Firefly and you knew you were gonna get him, absolutely great pop. But like you popped it and you got like a kill for it, at the second point you're gonna get anyways. Like now they have to build and fire in a bonus if they wanted to. They could push out onto them if they're feeling so bold.
Yeah, they just lost, well, Morning Fox, Flintstone using that dead ringer. Or sorry, no, getting it confused. Coloratic using the dead ringer while disguised as Flintstone, so that's why that shows up in the kill feed. Yeah, I think, you know, with some of those situations, like we're discussing, in the Uber, you get a little bit of risk-reward. Because you're the offensive team here, you know, you could risk a shitty Uber to push in and get a lot for it. Because if you don't get a good result from it, you can just kind of stand back and build. And it's not always the preferred result, but it's a risk-reward, a little bit of game theory. Spy for Red Team, going for stab on the heavy weapons guy. Kind of ended up not really getting in the right spot, but able to ambassador down Comanglia and rotate away.
Yeah, it looks like Ham is kind of getting ready to be in position maybe a few seconds from now. Actually, he's just running away.
Morning Fox is doing a great job here today. I just want to point that out. Ran in aggressively, very close to killing the demo man. Ends up just getting high as he goes down. But we've seen a lot of those circumstances where he just runs past everybody and then picks the medic.
Yeah, he has been doing crazy work, hitting all of the meats, it looks like. I mean, he's scary. Like, I mean, like, if I was playing against him, I would not be too happy as he's just running in there and just kind of having his way with it. As we're kind of not seeing anything out of TryHards here. I mean, they are at even Ubers, but they haven't really seemed to send anybody in. No soldier bombs. I haven't seen any spy plays. Now, they do like to try to have their spy make a play at the same time as their soldier, but the spy's going to get caught out here on the point, and he's going to go down. As they're going to peek it a little bit here, but yeah, just resetting, waiting for it again.
Yeah, Caloratic also wasn't able to scare an Uber out of Firefly. Good resolve from him to hold on to it. Fire goes down as well, so definitely we should just be seeing TryHards holding on here. We have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the half clock. So, you know, there was maybe a possibility that we could get 2 Uber pushes, but definitely with some of these players going down, Comanglia going down, we'll probably see TryHard just focus on one good push here and just try to get set up. You know, they're in the situation where they can go really slow here and not really, you know, then towards the end, once the clock is low, they can just throw it all out there because there won't be enough time to roll it back all the way across the map.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's such, like, I can understand that as a playstyle, but it's like, I don't know. I guess maybe if you're just really worried about the counter push, if I'm like, you could have had 2-3 pushes in by now, you know?
Yeah,
like,
I mentioned that more so. I think they should have pushed twice, but it's just been so slow rolling that they're not quite sure what to do. And they do have the opportunity to take their time, but they lose fire again. So it's like, are they going to wait? Are they going to wait all, you know, 12, 15 seconds to fire get back here? And I think they might, so we'll just have to wait and see.
And I gotta say, both of these teams doing an excellent job spy checking in the downtime. I mean, that's the easiest time to spy check, but both these spies are running Dead Ringer, and they're getting caught out every time. Just every team shooting random places. I mean, doing what they need to do, but I don't think I've ever seen spies struggle so hard with the Cloak and Dagger standing still. Like, they are just getting found out every time.
We do have a minute left here on the clock, so, I mean, if TryHards are going to push in, if they are going to use this, they're going to need to do it fairly soon here. Oh, Jesus, guys. You know, we do have a UGC admin in the server. It is not his server. It is S-Dog's server. But looks like they cycled maps a little prematurely. Cycled maps at halftime. I'm going to assume we are still 2-2, and or sorry, 3-3. I will actually pull up some sizzling stats to confirm that fact as well. Yeah, it did end 3-3 on that half.
Okay.
I made sure to tell somebody else to give me some shit for that, but
I yelled at a couple people on my friends list for that, so hopefully one of us will get through.
yeah. Extremely typical. Our apologies, although it's nothing that we have to apologize for because we are not involved in the server handling, but still always unfortunate to see. Nonetheless, though, we got another exciting half coming your way as we are tied 3-3 here.
Yeah, and, you know, I think a lot of players and a lot of people are kind of complaining about Snakewater being very slow, being, you know, that it takes too long, and we saw 3-3 half, which out of a CP map in Highlander, like, that's pretty solid. Those are really quick round times. There's only like 1 or 2 rounds. I mean, obviously each, what do you want to call it? I'm getting word there was apparently something wrong with the server, as always, they say.
Oh, okay. Blame the server, right? Blame the server.
But no, it's, but, you know, I think, but beyond the last pushes, you know, it's been going on pretty well. You know, I mean, like, it's been pretty back and forth and stuff like that. Just the final push teams are struggling with. They just need to go for it. Like, stop being so passive.
Yeah. And that's something I've talked about a lot. It's almost more so when you're on defense of goalie wash. But, you know, it's kind of the circumstance where you have to believe that you can push and that you can capture the point and, you know, get a result. If you play super passively or counter push even more so, like if you're playing defense and you're holding last and you're just like, oh, we got a really great defense and our defense is doing a great job holding, but you're never thinking about getting forward, then eventually you're just going to lose.
Right.
And with Snakewater, you know, it's kind of one of those last pushes. It's built a little bit differently than Goalie Wash, where you just have to commit to it. You just have to go all out, and you just kind of have to say, if we lose second, at least we're still going to have middle, and then just commit to a hardcore push.
And the other thing, too, I mean, for those, I was talking about the even pushes and stuff like that on the offensive side of things, is that if you push in, if you go in exchange Ubers, which is exactly like how you, unless you get lucky and you get a forest or something like that, which these teams have been struggling to do. I mean, that's why, you know, TryHards sat around for 3 minutes doing nothing on that final push. If you go and exchange that Uber and then you re-push in, you have the advantage in that push because you have the point that you can capture. Like, if you send somebody to that point, they have to focus the point. That takes away eyes from the DM to focus that point. You know, 2-3 people look at the point, right, for the one person standing on it, and that allows you to get more kills, and then you can, you know, eventually get exchanges or use positioning to win that. You know, I really wish I saw these teams kind of going for it more so than just kind of waiting around, waiting for the, I don't know, for the temperature to be right. Like, I don't know, like, that's the thing that bothers me. I yell at, you know, kind of my, you know, Sigafoo teams or whatever a lot about. It's like, you just gotta be aggressive. That's how you win 5 CP maps in Highlander.
Yeah, you got to create your own opportunities. Let's talk about the stats a little bit. We got these pulled up on the stream, and wow, I want to point out what immediately jumped out to me as the craziest one. Morning Fox with an astounding 400 damage per minute.
Wow.
That's pretty insane. You look over at the other team, and Master Pain, who was doing work on Soldier, 27 frags. Great frag assist ratio. He put out 295 damage per minute, and that was the top for bonus. So, I mean, Morning Fox has died a lot of times, but he's just running out there, running into the middle of the fights, and putting down a lot of hurt. He's got 4 medic picks. That does match up the same with Master Pain, but just pretty crazy to have that high of damage per minute.
Yeah, and I mean, he's got a lot of deaths, as you said, but still, that's getting the frags even with that. I mean, that's great. I mean, he's obviously top fragging for the entire game and top damaging for the entire game as well. I mean, is anybody even close to him? Like, the closest is, what, 320?
Yeah, 320, like, 80 points. That's crazy.
That's crazy, yeah. And I don't think he's not even doing it with Ubers or really heals, it seems like. It just seems like he's just running in and just doing damage.
Yeah, pretty crazy. We did have 3 drops in that whole first half. With Firefly getting 2, I think, stabbed, and a headshot, I think, maybe in there. And Hugh Laurie at least getting a little bit of the edge in terms of headshots in the sniper battle.
Yeah, let's see. Hugh Laurie, yeah, he's also got about 12 or 14 more frags than Caligula. So just, even just kind of overall, kind of getting a little bit more out there. I'm trying to see what other comparisons do you see?
Well, like I want to give a quick shout out. Just we were mentioning the snipers, and I checked the chat real quick. Hugh Laurie says 14 less kills, Comanglia. Better step up your game. Killing the sniper isn't everything. It's pretty funny. So admitting that Comanglia has been tagging him a few times, but definitely Hugh Laurie has been getting work across the board instead of just killing his counterpart. Some of the other comparisons that I was looking at Reverend versus Gankmeister. Not too much of craziness there. Reverend has died a little fewer times, more kills but less assists. Inderp and Redman fairly close in there in regards to their performance. Coloradic 7 less kills than Ham. Tough to say, though. I believe Coloradic is the one that was doing a lot of Cloak and Dagger, though. So doing a lot of intel. But it looks like we are live now. So 3-3 tied here going into this second half. Bonus points now on blue. TryHards in the red.
Yeah, we'll see here which Demo Man comes out here first. It is Peyton by just a little bit as he's trying to get some spam across the point. Morning Fox doing his thing, getting aggressive. And actually, bonus points Engineer not going on top for the first time all game, but Master, the Soldier for bonus, is already getting up there, but he's going to back off.
And Comanglia takes Hugh Laurie's advice, snipes down the heavy weapons guy. That's a big loss. There goes Inderp, though, for TryHards. There goes Comanglia. Only losses so far, though, so kind of a slower mid. We are down to 4 kills total right now. Fire lost, and it looks like bonus is just going to be able to stand on the point and get the capture here. A lot of TryHards in the saw room, but starting to back up now.
Yeah, just looked like bonus just had they just took good position out of that. Like, they didn't, TryHards just, I think, got a little bit scared midway through that fight and just kind of backed off and said, yeah, you have it. You can have the mid-fight. Yeah. We'll fight second.
All right, I guess. Definitely have to do that, though, sometimes, though. Need to keep that medical life super important. TryHard loses their spot, and TryHard's basically in the lobby behind second. Not really having any players out. Soldier goes for a big jump and just takes a good chunk of his health off, but of course that health back on the side. And TryHard's now starting to get a little bit more forward. Not really much.
Yeah, Caligula takes down Hugh Laurie. Caligula right now is shutting down the saw room right now, and not letting anybody get by as he's kind of watching it. And it looks like bonus is going to rotate because of that. That snipe line is so brutal to have to walk through if your sniper's watching. But now he's rotating over, and bonus points just both teams now kind of just doing that thing where they kind of waiting for the other person to do something else, I guess. Waiting for a play to happen.
Yeah, and Bonus got a stab on Peyton, the demo man, you know, which usually is an indicator that you got some opportunity to push the tempo a little bit. No sticky traps that you have to worry about. But instead, they've just kind of floated around here, and it's a tie game, so you can't just play the half out. Somebody's got to get in and score some points here.
And Bonus is holding pretty passively. If TryHards wanted to, they could take some ground, maybe in this lower area, push up through kitchen, something like that. Just even their flank, just get some ground for their flank to come in and do something. As Bonus just, and even the medic's kind of exposed right now, the way he's kind of holding. If you got a sniper in that lower area, because no one's down there, no one's watching it, you know? Like, you can create some space for your team and do something off of that, but like, no one wants to peek. But here, Kalinga finally gets a shot on the demo man. Will that be enough to push off of, as he does go down for doing that? Yeah, Morning Fox down as well. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, that's just what I was going to point out. We do have Coloradic has a great view of what Blue is up to, so he's got to be calling it out. He's waiting for an opportune moment to step in and stab somebody in the back. Might take it soon here, but Blue indecisive about where they want to go.
Yeah, and again, I mean, just look at this lower area right now. There is literally no players down here. Bonus is holding up all on the midpoint right here. You know, you get a scout in here, you can run around in through kitchen for free. No one's watching it. The soldier himself could run around, go through kitchen, get a bomb from behind, and, you know, potentially not be seen through that whole process. But, you know, TryHards, I think it's just, you know, so worried about something going wrong that they just don't want to push. Pudding is down here, so they have no pyro to blast them back, as they're at least starting to take some ground. But Morning Fox, being that aggressive guy he is, and gets taken out, but Hugh Glory goes down in that exchange from the spy.
Yeah, Coloradic picks him off with the revolver, then does a good job of floating away with that cloak and dagger, not getting picked up. Ender comes around the side, picks up Hay, and forces an uber pop on the point. The spy, Coloradic, comes in a little early, was trying to get a stab, but the uber was still there. And teleporter up top for Blue Team. Demo Man is up there. Hay could actually possibly take that. Nope, there we go. It is down. And TryHard's going to move forward, take over the middle point here.
And TryHards, I feel like they're just a little bit off tempo with their aggression. Like, one person will get aggressive in a really good spot, but their team will be slow behind them. I've seen this at a couple points throughout the map where it's like one person's like the aggression tempo that they need to be at, and then their like entire combo is like 3 seconds behind them. Fortunately, it worked out, you know, at this instance, take back mid, because they already had like 3 picks before they pushed in. But again, like, they're just a little bit slow on those counter pushes that they need to be.
Yeah, just a little bit more team cohesion goes quite a long ways.
You can watch Morning Fox here trying to get in on Firefly with the heavy, trying to get spam down, and he takes Firefly's half of his health. But unfortunately, Fire is just respawning. Else maybe could have got a bomb in there as well.
Yeah, I think Morning Fox's strategy is to deal 400 points of damage, or 600, and then die and respawn for 20 seconds. And then he just runs out and just deals the damage real quick and then just dies again right away. Definitely really super aggressive play. It's just going for those big picks, and we've seen it pay off. Obviously didn't pay off there, though.
And Coloradic, just kind of watching the medic, has not been found yet, which is kind of unusual how spy checking these teams are in the downtime. Just in Firefly, actually, he's kind of in a bombable point. Like, if a soldier gets at a good angle, he was holding against the wall. That's kind of where he's gone down a couple other times. And here comes Fire, misses his bomb, coming in late here and not going to get anything off that.
Yeah, good damage on the medic at first, and Coloradic does try to follow it up. But the medic, Firefly, was already on top of that health pack, so no problem. Pudding gets sniped. That's really the only thing that could slow down bonus points here. But now as they lose Hay here, they're like, I don't know so much about this push anymore. Seems like they're backing off.
Yeah, and it seems like Caligula, for instance, if they brought their sniper through kitchen, he could watch this sightline on a train, which Hugh is currently watching, but you might be able to get a pick there, something like that. Like, both teams are just holding really, really passively, like, when they're on the offensive. Like, control your areas, you know, because if you control your area, then you can take ground off of that. If you control lower and you notice them not holding outside of lower, then you can potentially take that ground too, and that might force their combo to have to rotate to deal with that, which then allows you, you know, like, it's this whole like falling blocks thing and like they're just like, oh, well, we'll just hold back and hope a pick class gets something.
Yeah, Caloratic does pick off Hugh Laurie. Not able to escape, though. Track down. Morning Fox goes down as well there. A lot of players in an attacking position for TryHards, so it looks like they're going to go in anyways. They know that Hugh Laurie is down. That's a good opening for him. Their engineer has to retreat, but they're still pushing forward. Hay goes down. Comanglia down.
Yeah, a lot of players going down for TryHards here in this push are holding on to that Uber. They don't want to be the first ones to pop. They want to have the better one.
Oh!
But S-Dog goes down to the pipe.
Yeah, was that a direct hit? I didn't quite see it. Thought maybe it might have been a roller.
I sure hope it is. Else, yeah, I mean, he held onto that Uber so long. I mean, again, sometimes it's okay to exchange and then re-engage. And now Firefly has 100% Uber ready to go.
Definitely a tip that I give to medics, you know, is you can't hold on to it too long. You know, it's the thing that it's like, it makes you invulnerable, it makes your teammates invulnerable. And if you get into a fight where you're like, oh, I don't want to use it yet, I don't want to use it yet, I don't want to use it yet, and all of a sudden you look up and it's just you and the one last person you're healing, and then you're like, let's use the Uber, and it's like 2-on-7 or whatever, you know? And you have to commit early and use it to save players and use it to start a fight. You don't use it at the end of a fight, you use it to start the fight.
And during that, S-Dog and actually Firefly both went down. S-Dog was a little bit caught out of position. I did not see how Firefly went down, but that is going to put Ubers a little bit in advantage for Firefly. Actually, as we're seeing a Kritzkrieg out of S-Dog here. So that actually is not a bad idea, given that it's going to obviously build fast. They're going to have it ready before Firefly comes back up, and it might just instigate that aggression that they need out of this game. As last round, we had really fast rounds, and currently we're 9 minutes into this one with no clear end in sight.
Yeah, I think both teams have kind of warmed up a little bit, or are playing a little bit tighter, although we have seen some things that we have nitpicked on that we might want to see them do a little bit better. But we'll see what S-Dog can do here with this Kritzkrieg playing from the second point, pushing forward with it. Looks like they're going to take the demo, maybe go through ramp room, maybe kitchen if they can sneak past. Looks like Morning Fox leading the way, then they're going to follow up with crits. Oh, and a spy behind. Ham's out here, and looks like the medic, S-Dog, is going to take matters in his own hands. Does get the kill on Ham. This Kritzkrieg has not come out yet, and Firefly's going to have the Uber charge.
Yeah, that little bit delay by Arthur right there was really good on Spy. Master Pain was actually sitting right above them if they did push out. S-Dog was going to go down. Soldier was sitting right above on the catwalk area where they're going to push out from. So probably okay, but now S-Dog has his crits, and I don't know if Bonus knows they're on crits. I don't know if Arthur has called that yet. Because else, if I don't know why Firefly wouldn't just kind of just get aggressive. You have Uber, they have crits. Win the fight, you know? Like,
yeah, and that's what you should do, because if you sit back and you have an Uber charge and then they force you to pop in a weird situation without using their crits, then it makes you super, super vulnerable. And actually right now, Firefly are also vulnerable to Caloratic. He's been lurking with this Cloak and Dagger for quite a while, waiting for the perfect opportunity, and could be presenting itself, because it seems like Bonus is starting to forget about that spy, always dangerous.
Yeah, he's actually keeping his back turned a little bit, not as much spy checking as we kind of talked about before. He usually, Caloratic, tends to like to make a play when a soldier's bombing in, which obviously is the ideal way for it to happen, but I have to feel like Bonus does not realize they're on crits right now. Like, I can't think of a reason why you would wait for them to pop crits onto you when you're holding Uber. Like,
yeah.
It's
also,
yeah, go ahead.
Also, vice versa is you have crits and you're not doing anything. It's not a good scenario.
Like, yeah, go in, pop your crits, do a long-range sticky, force through Uber, back out, build crits again. Now you have advantage.
Yeah, you have to do something. You have to either do that or just get in there and force a pop from somebody.
And
Medic's
here
at
comes
half health.
Crits come out of... Yeah. But the pop Uber out of Firefly, for some reason, he wasn't even close to that.
No.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I'm a little bewildered by that one as well, because I believe the crits was popped on the other side. We actually have the medic S-Dog going back to switch to Medigun, which is kind of dangerous here because he got a fair exchange and now he's got a 30% disadvantage. Actually more, because he hasn't found anybody to heal. And essentially, if he would have stayed in with crits, they would have caught up and been even again. Worst case scenario, if not ended up a little bit ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Bonus didn't have the intel last time that they had crits, it seemed, and so I'd be surprised if they necessarily know how big an advantage right now they have, if Arthur is calling it out. TryHards are getting aggressive here in the Saw room, trying to take a little bit of ground as they're getting wrangled, trying to peek there. Ham does go down. Not sure if he's able to call again the advantage they have, 30% right now, and it is dwindling as we speak. Bonus not taking any aggression. I mean, they are down a couple players. They don't have their demo man, but, you know, you have Uber advantage. It's still something that you can push off potentially, but just opting to hold again here as both teams just, neither of them really can seem to understand how to push with even Ubers without a pick to happen.
Definitely a bit more reminiscent of a granary standoff or something like that. You know, not much progress having been made here. Was an interesting Uber, not really under the stress of the crit screen coming at him by Firefly. S-Dog running back and switching to the Uber gun, something that I'm not sure how quite I felt about it, but he was given the time to build up to an Uber. And it looks like Blue now starting to push through Saw Room. In Derp's sentry gun goes down, so TryHards are like, all right, we know where you're coming from.
And actually, Peyton goes down there as Morning Fox also went down trying to get a pick onto Firefly, so it's two big players down that Bonus can push off of.
Yeah, the question remains whether they actually will, though.
Here they
are coming in, though, so looks like it. They kind of gotten stuffed with a little bit of body blocking. Blue Demo Man does put some sentries down. They got a wrangled mini sentry. Oh, sticking out of the window, but the Red Engineer catches Firefly on choke side. Firefly retreated to choke side. Absolutely nobody there for bonus points. Red Engineer certainly appreciated that gift.
Yeah, and that is a huge, huge play right now, as S-Dog's going to have a big, big advantage, and they know that the advantage exists. S-Dog they should be pushing off this like as soon as they can, at least in the next, you know, few seconds as they get that 100% Uber. And we should see an exchange here as Fire is finally getting onto that middle point, trying to get a bomb off. Not really anybody with him. Morning Fox starting to get aggressive as well, finally, as they're taking some ground. Demo Man out here, but Kamigla takes out the Heavy.
That's
and
nice.
Yeah, they're just slowly taking ground on this mid-fight somehow. Bonus is getting pushed back slightly, but Fire does go down, and Morning Fox goes down. Here's the Uber out, bombing in over the top, trying to catch Firefly, who's out of position.
Have it. Oh, there we go. He goes down to Peyton. That's a big loss. He only had 66%. Peyton is getting attacked by the Blue Scout, but hey, can't really land his shots there. Doesn't do enough damage. Blue Mini Sentry doing some work for a second, but the Blue Engineer, Redman, now just hiding up here. He's going to jump down, gets on the medic. Oh my god, big shotgun. Huge damage to S-Dog, down to like 15 health, but does not get the kill.
So close. And 4 down currently for Bonus with just their medic just coming up now on that ramp side. They might be able to push. I mean, they obviously have the Uber advantage to push off of this, but the real question is, will they kind of take some ground here? They're starting to peek through the Saw room, but again, it looks like S-Dog and TryHards are opting just to build their Uber, not let anybody die, and you get an even bigger advantage, which is building to 50% now. Huge, huge advantage to push off of, so hopefully we should see that in the next few seconds here.
And it looks like they are aware of the situation as they push pretty quickly. Super quick Uber. They're sending out Morning Fox. Does cut down Hugh Laurie. Rotating over to the Demo Man. Should be able to clean him up. Does. A lot of players down for Blue. Only 5 up right now. There goes Pain Bonus. Going to be a quick capture of second. They should definitely keep pushing as these 5 players have got 10 seconds counting down to respawn. Red pushing forward here, getting stuffed though from lower. The Soldier and the Heavy. Soldier
Scout on the
barely
point.
escapes burning to death. Wow, there we go. TryHards takes the first round of the second half and a 4-3 advantage.
Yeah, so TryHards takes this round. They have the game 2 rounds straight. Have to go Bonus's way, or at least 1 round to send it into overtime. With 13 minutes left in the clock, that first round very, very long. Compared to the first half where they did probably about 5 rounds in the same time. So interesting to see which team is going to come out, if Bonus will step up to the plate or fold under the pressure here.
Yeah, without a doubt. We'll see what TryHard can do here, as seem to maybe be taking an advantage on this middle fight. Their Spy in a great position. Go ahead, sorry.
Sorry, no, I just was calling S-Dog was down to 34 HP, had to retreat out of that fight, as Bonus is using that when S-Dog retreated. They lost a lot of ground. Go ahead.
Colorado, though, gets the medic and the demo man. Disastrous for bonus points.
Only 3 alive. 2 alive. Wipe! Wow, bonus down.
Colorado with a great middle fight there, getting a third of the team. And that was the third of the team that he got was the medic, the demo man, and the heavy weapons guy. So pretty significant part of the firepower of bonus. Master Pain goes down as well to a Morning Fox. So there goes the second point, and we got an Uber here. Very long first round here in the second half, but it is match point to TryHards, and they have a 70% Uber advantage. Oh my God! And Ham comes in and gets the drop. Just like that.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. S-Dog hiding, trying to do everything to stay on the sidelines, but he forgot about his back. Always exposed.
Peyton as well. Oh, and bonus points, looking to push out here, looking to get that second point as a bonus for all of those stabs and kills they just picked up. Flintstone with a reflect kill on Hay, but just a small consolation as bonus points. I've been pushing out here. Do have to back up a little bit to deal with Colorado. Looks like Firefly so far back, they're not going to be able to get a full push out here, but they do have an Uber pretty much ready.
Yeah, so here we come in again as we're getting a reset. Bonus had a chance there. Abe got taken down. The demo man for bonus got taken down by a snipe when he was trying to push out to second there. Firefly does have a huge Uber advantage. I don't know if they realize how large it is, but here they are. They are pushing out. Abe coming through the lobby area with the scout. Firefly in heavy. It's very close. Are they going to take the engagement right now with 50% advantage as S-Dog is retreating out a second? Here comes a bonk in, takes a bonk onto the heavy, but it's only the demo man in the fight right now as the scout went around, wasn't able to get anybody. Finally, they're trying to take some ground off of this, but they're so far away that the heavy actually gets caught out there. Soldier goes down. This is not looking good for bonus right now, though there are about even in exchanges, but S-Dog has about a 50% Uber now advantage off of that exchange. Bonus were not together for that push.
Yeah, the scout Uber there also didn't work so well as they were coming out of lobby. They Ubered the scout, and the scout comes out on ramp, and it's like, I'm ready to kill people, and the medic was so far away, and everybody was so far away. They didn't really accomplish much with that push out. And it's one of those things that they did realize the advantage, but yeah, maybe they should have just bitten the bullet at that point and said, yeah, we can't push right now.
But to the same degree here, though, here at TH, actually, are they going to finally come in? The Uber advantage is barely any now. Firefly, he dodges for a few seconds. He's going to have it. Here it is. Uber for Firefly, much better, though it is on an engineer. Finally flashes to the heavy. The demo does go down to Morning Fox. They're really good job, but TH doing the thing that they struggled with all game, which is getting caught in this corner. Redman goes down, engineer down, but still they're caught in this corner. Ham is, Hugh taking down S-Dog. Big plays out here, and the Pyro on the medic takes him down. WM1 still can work to this day, as looks like we're going to reset here. 4v4, but here comes Fire bombing in onto the point, getting some damage onto the heavy, but no, they're going to keep alive and hold to this point still. Morning Fox trying to do something, but he's going to get caught in.
Yeah, pretty crazy exchanges there, and bonus points just surviving by the skin of their teeth, barely hanging in there, as TryHards put a good effort, threw a lot of players in there, but Hugh Laurie went really big there defensively, and they just couldn't find an answer to him.
Yeah, and a reminder, too, is that bonus points need to push out right now as they are. They need to get a little bit aggressive. I think previously they might have just held this point, but they are down one round. It is currently 3-4 in TryHard's favor, and they need to get out there.
Wow.
Morning Fox going down.
Want to point out that Colorado just got stabs on Firefly and Abe Lincoln. I was just going to say that I was really liking how bonus points pushed out there, keeping their combo in the little nook, while other players were keeping pressure on the point. But unfortunately, that meant that they were exposed to a spy, didn't have a lot of protection. S-Dog pushing forward on ramp. There was an opportunity for, oh my God, blanking on the sniper for a second there. Hugh Laurie, an opportunity for Hugh Laurie to get a headshot, get a drop on S-Dog, but not able to connect. And 8 minutes left on this. And, well, TryHards want to just close this out. Bonus fighting for their lives. Here comes the Uber charge in through the shutter.
Focuses the heavy, and Demo Man barely escapes that. Demo running onto the point by himself. Maybe not the best. He goes down. Engineer. Oh, sorry, Demo finally does go down. Wow. Just a little bit left on the point. Heavy trying to get some spam down. Soldier putting down some damage on the point.
God.
He gets taken out by the Demo Man. Just the Sniper and Medic close by. Sniper saying, I'm not leaving. Klaminglia running up onto the point. Sniper times 1. Is he going to get it? The pan, and he gets it. Wow.
Yeah, what a great finish there. Bonus was just hanging in there, trying to make it happen, trying to just will it to survive. But they couldn't get a kill on S-Dog. And, well, S-Dog healing up Klaminglia, and Klaminglia just realizes, hey, I don't have much here. I can just get on the point, and I can just make this happen.
Yeah, I was really surprised that he pushed that way. You know, I was like, oh yeah, they should probably back out here. It's not good. And then I'm like, oh wait, there is nobody around. It's just the Demo Man. You can totally make that play. And good job by the Sniper to identify that situation and then just to go for it. I mean, he took a good route. Really great play towards the end there by TryHards, using that aggression as necessary, and big cap out of Klaminglia to take that round, putting him to 4-3, and I believe that pretty much secures them a spot into the playoffs, I would assume.
Yeah, that would be my guess as well. I haven't run down all of the scenarios or whatever, but I would assume that a 500 record is pretty close to putting you in. But it really depends a lot on, you know, the results of the next 2 matches. Because actually going into this week, we had 5 teams that were 3-3. So, you know, 3 of those teams, well, not necessarily, because depending upon their opponents, but obviously we just saw bonus points win and Pregame TryHards lose. I think another set of these 3-3 teams are matched up against each other. So another team will move to 4-3. But the team that's 3-4, you know, could win next week. So it's still definitely up in the air, and nothing is secured. But having that 4-3 is certainly going to put things in a better place. We're going to take a look at the stats real quick. Before we lose everybody, though, I want to just give a quick shout out to a special fundraiser we're doing. I mentioned in a vlog, I'm not going to do any fundraising for myself to try to get myself to I-52. But discussing things with our great producer for tonight, Mr. Dashner, as well as his conversations with Bones and Bite, and as well as Lang, people that are involved with the I-52 production, their live event. Well, they requested some assistance from Dashner and eXtv, and we don't really have the resources, since a lot of our resources are tied into the GXL land and planning for GXL land. But Dashner is doing a fundraiser to get himself over to I-52 and be able to contribute to their production, which of course all of you will be able to enjoy watching that stream live. He's looking for $600. He's already gotten $200, including a nice sizable donation from our buddy Pure, who is a superstar. So we definitely want to give a huge shout out to that, and if you are able to, we would super appreciate your support in that regards. Let's talk about these second half stats and see how those worked out. Looks like Morning Fox not nearly close to the craziness he had in that first half.
Yeah, not top ranking for his team, but kind of similar to his KD. I mean, he was kind of like, I think like 0.8 last time. He's now at 0.7. The big thing that jumps out at me is just how little damage is done throughout the game, how passive all the teams were, and they're holding not even a single person. I think the highest is, what, 255, which is, I mean, that's like an engineer. You know, like that's like the lowest like on the team usually, and that's the highest of this game. I think that really speaks to how slow paced these teams decide to hold it.
Yeah, our first half obviously went the full 30 minutes, but it almost had twice as much damage as this second half did.
Yeah, and I think the other interesting part is that the damage is almost identical, only about 400 difference, and the frags are almost identical. Yet, you know, TryHards were able to kind of control this game a little bit more so. Yeah, it's kind of surprising. I mean, I figured that it would be a little bit, I don't know, just the bonus. I thought they're going to be a little bit more aggressive given kind of their, just, I don't know, they've played more, you know, at high level. But yeah, the only other thing that jumps out at me is Inderp actually with 12 kills. So maybe that passiveness allowed him to, you know, get those mini kills and kind of the different stuff. He did have that great pick on Firefly, caught against the wall.
Yes.
So definitely props to an engineer, top fragging for his team.
Yeah, I was going to point that one out as well. I thought that was a pretty big kill on Firefly, you know, a scenario where they were pushing into second, and then things just really did not go their way. You know, Firefly needed to rotate back to Saw or just have somebody who was there covering Choke and willing to give him some assistance. The other super clutch incident that did not play out well for bonus points was that circumstance where they pushed forward, they recaptured second, and I like the fact that they didn't kind of commit their combo to the point, because that's, you know, something that can be problematic when you're pushing that second point when from last, and you push out with your medic and you put your medic towards the point, and then you end up Ubering to capture that second point. But as soon as you capture it, as soon as it's done, then the other team rolls in with an Uber, pushes you back, and then captures last on the follow-up. So they kind of had their combo tucked away while other players committed themselves and put themselves out there. But unfortunately, the spy, Coloradic, was able to just sneak behind and then got double stabs on Crusade, Abe Lincoln, and Firefly. And I actually saw Coloradic getting a fair amount of combinations in some pretty clutch situations. So I think he ended up being pretty crucial to the win going TryHards' way tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. He was ruling, like, what the spy is like on the stat line. You look at the stats, he's not going to stand out. You know, he didn't do anything too crazy, but he was always so patient, and he had a really good timing that he just kind of waited for those kills to happen, which kind of in the way that this game played out was definitely worked out in his favor for at least the game situation. And kind of, again, you know, speaking to how these frags and damage numbers are the same, it's about those key picks that happen that really set the tides, and he's definitely a person that set the tide the way of pregame TryHards to win the game.
Well, any final thoughts from you, Sigafoo?
Nothing. It was a great game. Great choice of a match, eXtine, and yeah, I'm glad it worked out. It was really, really back and forth. Well, I guess it's a little bit slowed down at the end there, but still a very close match coming out 5-3.
Yep, definitely. You never know how it's going to go sometimes, and curious as to how that 20B Taco game went. But this definitely turned out to be a nice, close match. We will be back next week, although I'm for more UGC Highlander action. Not entirely sure what our crew is going to be, as I am unavailable to be here. Hopefully we'll have Sigafoo back. I'm sure we'll have some of our other regulars here. I'm actually taking 2 weeks off from UGC for a LAN in Portland, and then the International. Pretty stoked about that. But of course, eXtV's coverage will still be around. We will hook it up. No sixes going on right now, but we do have some exciting news regarding our coverage for the upcoming SEVO season. That season starts on the 11th, and if you haven't signed up for that, if you are interested in playing with it, better get on that quick, because there's going to be no extension, nothing like that. Got to get in a team, got to have a team by the 11th. We're really excited about this upcoming SEVO season, particularly with the LAN finals that are going to be happening at GXL LAN in October. It's going to be a fantastic event in Pennsylvania. Hope to see a bunch of you guys there.
Yeah, just, can I hype that for a second just to say, yeah, don't even, you know, if you guys are watching this, you haven't, I'm going it myself. It's going to be probably the biggest, I don't know if it already is confirmed to be like one of the biggest TF2 gatherings, but definitely in North America, it's going to be huge. I don't know how many are confirmed already, but I'm like super looking forward to it. And then to have a SEVO LAN final on top of it, it makes it even better. I'm very, very excited, hoping to meet a lot of TF2ers out there.
Yeah, without a doubt, it should be a great time. I mean, I think the I series has probably surpassed the numbers that we have for GXL, you know, both in the past and in the event coming up. That's obviously a fantastic event in England, Coventry this year. And we're all very, very, very excited for that. But we're also excited about this GXL because this is going to be the US counterpart, you know. This is going to be our big LAN, and we have 150 people committed to it. it's going to be a fantastic time. And it really is great meeting all these people in person and getting involved. I had a lot of fun at the LAN Fest. I met Stabby there. And, you know, he's somebody that I've just had these passing interactions with. But going to a LAN and being able to spend, you know, 30, 45 minutes, you know, chilling and chatting with the guy, all of a sudden, you know, I feel like we actually have, we have a connection, Siga. We have a connection.
Are you saying what we have isn't real, eXtine? My feelings,
not
my
yet,
heart.
Not yet. But come October, Sigafoo, it'll be real. It'll be real.
I'm bringing you a Valentine's Day card. It's happening.
Oh, fabulous, fabulous!
In
I'm
October.
excited.
I'll be good.
Why not? Porque no, man. Porque no. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us. Thanks so much for everybody who tuned in. Looks like Turbo Cop just saying no 9 and out this week, guys. But looks like we will probably have to check with him, but have a pre-playoffs edition next week. Nonetheless, thanks so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We had a great game and a great crowd. Always appreciative of it. On behalf of the eXtv staff, particularly Dashner running production tonight, thanks so much for watching. I'm eXtine. I will see you next time. Peace out.